I don't think a lot of people really understand like what that means, to listen to understand, not listen to be heard. A lot of people in life, not even just in romantic relationships, a lot of people in general, when you're having a conversation with them, they will listen to you in order to work out whatever their response to what you're saying is going to be. I am super excited, like overly excited about today's video. As you guys can tell by the title, your girl is doing her very first girl talk in my new place. Not only that, this video is sponsored by Discord, which I'm super excited to tell you guys about because your girl has been yearning for the longest to connect with you guys on a more personal and meaningful level than just like my YouTube videos or Instagram lives. I have thrown it out there every once in a while, this idea of this beauty and brains type of concept, right? Whether it be like a TV show that happened or a book that we read or something that's going on in the world that I wanted to discuss with you guys in more real time, Discord will now allow that. This is what I've been looking for, y'all. This is what I have been waiting for. It's a super dope app that you can use for all types of hangout environments, whether it be video chat, text chat, whether you want to have a karaoke night, a group paint session, or if you're a part of a BSU, or if you and your friends are always struggling with that like Android versus Apple type of situation with group text. This is like the perfect platform for all of those things. So I'm so excited to announce your girl will be hosting her very first Discord session based off today's video. As you guys can tell by the title, today I am talking about the signs that he is hubby material, sis. I jotted down a whole list that I want to get into, but I also want to give you guys the platform and ability to share any tips that you want to, or maybe you want to vent about something. I am like beyond excited to finally have that moment with you guys. There is a link in the description box below that you guys can click on so that you will have access to the conversation. Make sure you download the app ASAP so you can go ahead and chat it up with your girl. Oh y'all, I'm so excited. Like, it's crazy because I've been wanting to do something like this for the longest. Then here comes Discord and I'm like, look at that. Make sure you guys save the date in your calendar because it's about to go down on Discord. But all right, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and hop into this video. So I feel like OG BDM members already know why this video is super exciting for me to do, like the whole hubby material thing, because you know your girl is engaged. But for those who don't know, I am recently engaged to the love of my life. And I feel like now more than ever, I'm at a position in my life right now where I have the qualifications to give you guys the tips, signs, and tea on hubby material, you know, because if my man wasn't hubby material, this would not be happening, okay? Now, I will say though, along with these signs and stuff that I'm giving you guys, not everything is gonna be just like off the bat with a partner. My fiance in particular did not have the capability the way he does now to express his feelings or have the level of emotional intelligence that he does now. Like that was something that he's grown into that I kind of had to like teach him and stuff like that, and we've grown in it together. We do have more detailed tea on that process and that journey for us on our couples channel, Josh and Isi. So if you have not gone on our channel before and haven't seen those videos, definitely check it out. We're super transparent over there about our journey and how we've gotten to this healthy, beautiful, blissful place. So I just wanted to make sure like there's still some realism in the situation, right? I don't want you guys to think like the perfect guy or signs he's hubby material, just off bat he's gonna be like that. Some stuff has to be taught. So if you're in that phase of dating with intention right now in your life, these signs are super important for you to note, because dating with intention in my head, I don't know, I want to speak for you, but in my head, dating with intention means for the long run, for the long term. This is a life partner. This is a future husband you're trying to go for, a relationship like that you're trying to develop for yourself. So these signs are very much important for you in your dating phase, your intentional dating phase, as it is actually being where I'm at, engaged, or if you're actually married now. So in no particular order, let's go ahead and get into this. Signs he's hubby material. Number one, he is a good listener. He listens to understand. He doesn't listen to be heard. I'll say that one more time because I don't think a lot of people really understand like what that means, to listen to understand, not listen to be heard. A lot of people in life, not even just in romantic relationships, a lot of people in general, when you're having a conversation with them, they will listen to you in order to work out whatever their response to what you're saying is going to be, not to really embody and take in what you're saying, what you're trying to communicate. If he's someone who oftentimes when you're trying to express yourself cuts you off, dismisses your feelings, always has an excuse or a comeback when you're trying to say something or express yourself, that ain't it, sis. Especially in those harder times, right? When you might have a disagreement or something made you feel away or hurt your feelings or whatever, having someone who can be a good communicator and can kind of like take the ego and pride out of the situation situation and really listen to understand you will help propel you guys' relationship in such a healthy place, right? And vice versa, the same tips I'm giving you guys is something to also like check off for yourself too. One person can't make a relationship work, it takes two. But right now we're on the hubby material. So yes, having a partner that will listen to understand, not listen to respond. Another sign he is hubby material, sis. If he's funny and makes you laugh. I was just on Instagram live earlier today and people were asking for a year 6 video, because something we do on our couples channel a lot is dissected each year of our relationship, like how year 1 through pretty much 3 and 4 were super hard and we had to go through these trials and tribulations, blah blah blah. We're currently on year 6 and it made me realize like, oh my gosh, this time next year we're gonna be 7 years in. This is the longest relationship I've ever been in. Well, after year 4 it became the longest relationship, but to say like year 7, it's like, whoa, we've been together for a minute. But it doesn't feel that way. We have so much fun together. We laugh every day. We have a great time, and I won't really tell him it, but a lot of it has to do with him. Like, my man is truly hilarious. It's pretty much like living with a stand-up comedian. Like, I am about to marry a stand-up comedian, and it's crazy because you know how sometimes comedians, they'll get on stage and in the beginning of their show they'll say like a punchline or whatever, and then an hour later, close to the end of the show, they'll say it again and it ties into it and it makes it even more funny, right? We might have experienced something, or he might have said something months ago and then brings it back up today, and it's just hilarious to me because it's literally like living with a comedian. He is legit funny. If you ever meet Josh in person, you'll know this man is hilarious. Or if you watch our videos, somebody that's funny and can make you laugh, that's a good sign of a good friendship, right? Like, that's something that a lot of people are missing in their relationships. They are not friends with their partner. And I think that's where the longevity of a lot of relationships and marriages and stuff come from, especially healthy ones. There's a friendship there. For those who don't know about me and my fiance's journey, we started as platonic best friends before getting into a relationship and stuff. So we got to know each other on that level and connect and bond in a way that a lot of couples don't usually start their relationship off as. So having those inside jokes and those fun times and stuff like that, that is a way to build a friendship in your relationship if you don't have it, or to sustain a really good friendship if you already have that with your partner. Create those fun times and memories and the laughter until your stomach freaking hurts. Like, that is the stuff that keeps your relationship solid and youthful, to be honest, because y'all always telling me your girl's glowing, and I certainly don't have a bun in the oven. It is really the laughter. Like, we have so much fun together. Number 3, another sign that he's hubby material, knows how to genuinely apologize. The reason I emphasize genuinely is because I don't mean those things where you bring it up to him and then it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry then, my bad. That's not a genuine apology. That sarcastic stuff, we don't have time for that. That's boy energy, okay? We need hubby energy only. Hubby energy is knowing how to genuinely apologize. And it doesn't just mean verbally being able to apologize. You also apologize with your actions. That, to me, is a genuine apology. Not just your words telling me you're sorry, your actions immediately after and for the remainder of our time together shows you're sorry. To me, hubby material is also not having to continuously apologize for the same thing, the same mistake. Again, this ties into the actions need to match the apology. It's not genuine if the actions don't match. If somebody keeps apologizing for the same thing, that's not hubby material, sis. You teeter-tottering with a boy, because there's only so many times where you should have to repeat yourself about something that hurts your feelings or bothers you or whatever, and then you go through the cycle of getting the apology, but then after a couple months it happens again. No sir, no ma'am. Signs he's hubby material, number 4. If he can teach you how to grow and evolve into a better person. When I tell y'all, I've grown and evolved so much in this relationship because of Josh in ways that I never even knew that I needed. And it was crazy because people in my past that I've dated and stuff, I, in my head, have always been the better half, like the better person in the relationship, teaching them how to be a better person, evolve and stuff like that. I never gained much out of it. When I got with Josh, it was a breath of fresh air, but it was also kind of like a culture shock, like, whoa, I have some things to work on. Ooh, you see, you're not as perfect as you thought. The things that he was calling me out on and teaching me to not change about myself, but evolve into just an overall better person, better daughter, better friend, better girlfriend at the time, a better businesswoman. He's helped me grow and evolve in so many ways. And it's refreshing to have that in a partner, right? Because us as women are so used to pouring into somebody else and rarely getting their energy reciprocated. When you're looking for hubby material, that is something so important to to get from your partner, that reciprocated energy, someone to pour into you the way you pour into them. And one more thing in terms of this one too, someone who's going to help you grow and evolve means that they also are not going to be a yes man. They're not going to agree with everything you say or do just to keep the peace, because you get no growth out of that. You get the growth from the positive, constructive criticism is what I like to call it. Because if it's somebody that you love, you know, you're in a relationship and stuff, I would hope that when they're giving you a critique or constructive criticism, it's coming from a place of love. That's something I've had to realize too over the years with our relationship. So I'm not gonna lie, and that's why I'm saying these signs go both ways, because it took a while for me to be mature enough to accept the critique and the constructive criticism to help me evolve into a better person. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't something I was just like, oh, okay, you're right. He got more of the attitude, defensive EC in the beginning. Anything that comes with change and growing and stuff, it's the growing pains that come with it. But I appreciate him for never swaying and for always remaining true to who he is in this relationship, because it helped me evolve into a better person and a better woman. Another sign he's hubby material. I feel like this goes without saying, but just to be clear, you should always be top priority. And you should always feel like your top priority. Above anything and anyone else, you should always come first. Except God, okay? But anything physical form, like a person or a thing or whatever, you should come first. I want to give an example for this one too, because I feel like a lot of people think that when you say like somebody should be made a priority or whatever, it's like, oh, if something hits the fan, they're there. Yes, obviously that goes into being somebody's priority. But also, for example, if you say, babe, I don't feel like we've been connecting lately. I don't feel like we've been spending a lot of quality time together. Priority mode in his head, if he's having material, should come in like, okay, let me make sure that I move this meeting around, or let me make sure like Sundays are just for us, or let me make sure that every second Tuesday of the month I take her out on a date. Like those type of actions, acknowledging that that's how you feel, is hubby material at its finest. Essentially, someone who makes you a priority is not just in the physical sense of being there, it's also mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, making you a priority on all those levels. Another sign of hubby material, this is important, someone that fights fair. I want to stress that so much, because what I've noticed, especially on social media, reality TV, even like real relationships I've seen in person, like how people are operating with their relationships, a lot of people don't fight fair. Just to give a couple examples, and this goes for both parties, so you too. Not someone who's gonna scream at you and cuss you out and call you out your name. Like that is some unacceptable stuff, and it really bothers me how much I see that in this generation. But I'm just saying, from my mouth to your ears, hopefully, that's unacceptable. It shouldn't be normalized, and it's not okay. Hubby material, someone on some long term, gonna try to be with them for the rest of your life, is supposed to be someone who knows how to speak to you. Someone in particular that can handle you with care even when they're mad. That's something that I would say really made me fall in love with Josh, and he has never swayed since we've been together, is his ability to handle me with care even when I piss him off. He's never disrespected me. He's never made me feel scared of him. There's some women who are scared of their dude when they get upset, not knowing if you're gonna hit him or like how, what level is he gonna get to in anger. You should never have to question your safety with somebody that you love, or future husband or life partner. Another really big sign that he's hubby material is if he's a man of his word. The older I get, the more I realize how important that is. If they say they're gonna do something, can you rely on that? Can you depend on them? Or do you experience a lot of broken promises of them saying these things that sound great and would be great, but it never happens? Again, action should always speak louder than words. To me, for the most part, words are just fluff until I actually see that something is done. Someone that's heavy material is definitely someone who's a man of his word, not someone that you have to constantly follow behind, or someone that gives you this fluff fantasy of like what they could be. Because I think that that's why a lot of girls in particular, or women, fall in love with people's potential. It's the fluff that they hear, but where's the action behind it? Are you a man of your word or not? Can I rely on you or not? Are you dependable or not? Because this also ties into when you decide to have a family with this hubby material prospect that you might be thinking of as I'm talking to you right now. If they can't be a man of their word with just you before kids into the group chat, what does that mean when you guys do decide to take that next step in life? These are things that you got to think about, okay? Now, I feel like all my other signs are super valid when it comes to having a future healthy marriage or healthy hubby material partner, significant other and stuff, but this one might be a little bit biased. This is just my personal opinion. This is what I expect from my hubby. Someone who caters to me. I feel like I deserve to be catered to. I feel like women in general, the things that we go through, the things that we bear, the things that we handle, the things that we just do. We just deserve it. I'm just gonna name a couple examples for me of how I best feel catered to. Consistent date nights, foot rubs, cooks for me. When I'm sick, takes care of me. Basically think of anything a person could do for you to make your life easier or better. They'll do that if they're hubby material. Vice versa, I can do better as his partner slash future wife of catering to him. Matter of fact, during the Discord meeting, maybe we can actually talk about like different ways that maybe you guys can give me tips on in terms of how you cater to your man. Different tips, tricks, or whatever that we do to make our relationship better or to cater to our partner and stuff. I would definitely want to touch on that though, because your girl can use a couple more tips because I'm about to be a wife or whatever. Another sign he's hubby material, and I think this is like top tier, like one of the tops in terms of hubby material. Someone that is respectful, obviously, but also someone that's respectable, okay? I'm gonna say that one more time. Someone that's respectful and respectable. The reason I stress the respectable part is because there's no way you can be with someone for long term if there's a lack of respect that you have for them. I think oftentimes if your partner's not like a man of his word, for example, there's gonna be a lack of respect that starts to build there because it's like your words are not matching up to your actions. How am I supposed to respect that, right? And also when I say somebody respectable, I also mean like, how do they carry themselves? Like if you want to really trickle it down to that, how do they carry themselves? How do they present themselves to others? Because it's something I really have always kept in mind when dating somebody in particular, about to marry someone. You guys become one. Y'all move as a unit. Y'all are a team. How your partner acts is pretty much a direct representation of who you are. At least that's how people piece it together. I think rightfully so. Like I don't really see why you would be with a partner who is not a good reflection of what you would like people to see you as. Having a partner, at least for me, that is respectable, like they respect themselves, matters. And then obviously in terms of just the respect part, no matter how bad things get in your relationship, the respect should always be there. And I think that's genuinely why me and Josh have such a healthy relationship. We have never crossed that line or disrespected each other in any way, shape, or form, which is why it's so important to keep in mind hubby material is also, you know, someone that's respectful and respectable, and vice versa. You gotta be that way too. Now this 10th one is something that I recently came up with, and I feel like I've developed this mentality the older I've gotten, because this isn't something if I would have did this video 4 years ago that I would have said. But to me, someone who's hubby material is someone who is a feminist slash an ally. Now let me be clear on feminist, because I feel like the term bounces around a lot in this society. My version of feminist is what Beyonce's version of feminist is. A person that believes in the social, political, and economic equality amongst the sexes, right? So just a matter of see me as your equal. I think it's so important for more men to be allies of, you don't have to be like a straight on full-blown feminist. Well, you know what? To be honest, Josh kind of is. Like I've had so many conversations and talks with him just about the oppression of women and what we go through and stuff like that. Having a partner who's willing to listen, to understand you and what your experience is as a woman, that's something that I've made a priority in my relationship, especially with my partner, like him understanding what that is like, not even just for me as a woman, women in general. Like I feel like ever since I've met Josh, I've been teaching him about essentially how to treat a woman. Like even when we were just friends and I was just friends with him and his other guy friends, the B word, that is a word I just don't vibe with. Don't use that word towards me at all. I don't see it as a compliment. I don't like it at all. I don't want to be referred to it as, none of it. I'm just very anti that word. And ever since me and him first met, I made that super clear. And like sometimes I might hear him and his boys back in college referring to a group of girls or a girl, whatever. I had nothing to do with the conversation, but they'll be like, yeah, these bees, blah, blah, blah. And I would like do the opposite of minding my business, enter the conversation and be like, you don't even know those girls. Like that's somebody's daughter. She didn't do nothing to you. Like people use the term so loosely to refer to women, and I feel like we deserve so much better than that, which is why I don't like the word. I deserve way more than that to be referred to as that. That's just my personal opinion. Saying all that to say, now Josh is at the point he doesn't refer to women as that. In the beginning stages, he would catch himself and realize like, yeah, that's not cool. Because when you tie it into like, would you want somebody to call your mom that? Would you want somebody to call your daughter that? Stuff like that, that changes the mentality a little bit. I know that's kind of a far stretch from what I said about like the feminist ally thing, but that was just to give an example of the importance of a man being an ally for you. Your man, your partner understanding or trying to understand and empathize with what it's like to be a woman. Again, this might be one of those things where you have to teach your man how to be that. Like, that's not something just off rip, like he has to be like that already in order for him to be hubby material. Like I said, this is something that I've taught Josh over the years, but now he's at this point where he has literally called himself a feminist before. He's definitely an ally in terms of my gender, me as a female, me as a woman, what I experience, what I go through, what he sees other women experience and go through. He sees and understands the toxicity of societal constructs when it comes to women. For me, those are like my top 10 signs he's hubby material, but I have a few little bonus tips I want to just throw out there. Don't have to dwell on it too much because I feel like most of them are self-explanatory, but this is still stuff that like ties into it. At least for me, I definitely needed my hubby to be goal-oriented and ambitious. That's just who I am. That's what I want for myself. That's the standard that I hold myself to. So in order for me to attain the lifestyle and life that I want for myself, my partner has to be that way. We got to be moving in the same direction. And I feel like too, when they're goal-oriented and have their own ambitions, they have a life of their own. I think it's pretty unhealthy when their relationship is their life. Like, I don't view it as that. My relationship is a big aspect of my life, but it's not my life. I have my own path and my own goals and my own ambitions and stuff that I want to go for, and I would like my partner to have that same girth about them. It might seem like a given, but just transparency. Having a partner that is transparent, meaning no lies. Us having a friendship prior to us being in a relationship really helped with the comfortability of being transparent. I think a lot of people are scared to show their full selves and share their full selves with their partners. You know, everybody always wants to put on their best face, especially when you're like first starting and dating. That mask, after a while, a couple can be together for some years and it never comes down. It's important for you to be able to see all aspects of each other, the good, the bad, the ugly. How else are you gonna make it through that next step in life together of marriage, or just intentionally dating for the intention of marriage, if you guys are never fully transparent with each other? Someone that is a good teammate, bruh. This relationship life stuff, this is a team. This is like a sport. This is like a game, the game of life. The reason I came up with the term teammate is just, it's just what it is. When I used to think about like my basketball team, right, back in high school, if one of us was having an off day, somebody else would pull through. That's what I kind of view our relationship slash future marriage as, like us being teammates to each other. I guess I could have called these honorary mentions, but for the honorary mention, family oriented, that's something that's super important to me because obviously I want a family in the future. We both do. Seeing the way he is with his nieces and nephews, or any child, to be honest, I'm kind of jealous. Any child that comes in contact with Josh, they just love him. Like, he's super lovable. He has that nurturing, fun vibe and presence about himself that kids just gravitate to, and he loves his family in general too. Then the fifth honorary mention I have to say is non-complacency. This kind of ties into what I was saying about somebody who's ambitious and goal-oriented. I personally am someone who's never okay with being stagnant. If I'm not doing this, then I'm not happy. Like, I always want to continue elevating and evolving in life, whether that be on a personal level, a business level, whatever, all aspects of life. I've never been a complacent person, and therefore I expect my partner to have that same mentality too, like not accepting the bare minimum, not being complacent and like, oh, this is okay, this is good enough. That's for me though. That's probably more of a personal biased sign than something that like absolutely he has to be non-complacent in order for you to have a successful relationship or marriage or for him to be hubby material. That's not necessarily true, but for me, my expectations, what I want for my life, my partner could not be complacent. Like, that's just, we don't do that over here. That's all I have for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, my very first girl talk. Again, this conversation will continue on Discord, so make sure you download that app, click that link so that you can join the conversation when it happens. I am so excited, y'all. Like, we're gonna talk about so much. I cannot wait to hear you guys' thoughts in real time. Like, this is gonna be so fun. Again, don't hesitate to comment below any like topic or suggestions you have in terms of what else we can discuss on Discord. Also, don't hesitate to comment below what other girl talk videos you guys would like from me. I want to end up doing like a hygiene shopping girl talk. I know I said I wanted to do that a while ago, so like take you guys shopping with me, get my little hygienics and stuff. Kind of like the old EC or African Beauty girl talk videos that I used to do, like hygiene tips and period hacks and like stuff like that. That's the girl talk energy I'm trying to bring back, but on some 2.0 energy, because you know it's Isimeme 2.0 from now on. So yes, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, guys, bye.